Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. I am Diana. Today, me and my partner Adeena will be presenting our research with the title of Stress and its Association with Eating Behaviours among UiTM's dental students. We were supervised by Madam Vivi Noryati Ahmad and Madam Izyan Hazwani Baharuddin. I will start with the background of our study. Stress is a normal body's reaction to any changes that requires an adjustment or response. The body reacts to the changes of physical, mental, and emotional responses. Generally, stress occurs when there are demands on individuals that exceed their coping capabilities, and the way they react varies depending on the nature of events and characteristics of the individual itself. According to Ahmad et al., acute stress is the stress that occurs in a short period of time, where the response can be appropriate or even beneficial. This kind of stress is generally harmless. However, when it is prolonged, it then becomes chronic, which can cause a range of symptoms that can contribute to the development of physical and mental disorders. High level of stress associated with dental practitioners was reported to have the prevalence of 89.7% in Malaysia, and it appears to begin during dental school. It is manifested differently during different years of study. Dental education has long been recognized as complex and highly demanding training. Stress becomes harmful and affects health when people engage in certain behaviors to try to relieve this stress. Change in diet habit is one such behavior. Although there is a widespread acceptance of relationship between stress and eating behaviors, the findings have been found to be inconsistent. According to study done by Divyadarshini et al., stress appears to alter overall food intake in two ways, that are undereating and overeating. When one tends to overeat due to chronic stress, it is causally linked to weight gain and contributing to obesity as well as all the health problems associated with it. In some cases, other individuals decrease their food intake during stress, and this behavior could also cause adverse health effects. Rather than relieving the stress and returning the body to a relaxed state, the unhealthy eating behavior tends to keep the body in a stress state, and this person becomes trapped in a vicious cycle that ends up causing more health problems. The objectives of our study was to investigate the eating behavior as well as the association between stress and eating behavior among dental students in University Technology Mara UiTM. Moving on to our methods of study, our study design was a cross-sectional study that was conducted among undergraduate dental students in Faculty of Dentistry UiTM Sungai Buloh campus, which was our source of population. The participants that were included in this study were students in their first to fifth year of undergraduate study, active students, and students who understand English. There were no exclusion criteria for our study. Following the criteria, undergraduate students of UiTM Sungai Buloh were eligible to take part in this survey. Our sample size was 199 with AP info of alpha equals to 0.05. Our data collection was done through Google Form and it was divided into 4 sections. Participants were required to answer all questions. The first section of the Google Form contains subject information sheet and consent form. For our study, there were 2 measurement tools. First was the perceived stress scale. It was extracted from questionnaire that has been validated by Cohen and Williamson 1988. This instrument consists of 4 items that focus on the appraisal of stress and coping over the period of 1 month. The responses are made based on a 5-point Likert scale: never, rarely, sometimes, often, and very often. All of the items are then added together to produce a cumulative perceived stress score. Next is the Adult Eating Behavior Questionnaire, which was validated by Hunot et al. 2016. The questionnaire consists of 8 domains: enjoyment of food, emotional overeating, emotional undereating, food fussiness, food responsiveness, slowness in eating, hunger, and satiety responsiveness. Data analysis was conducted using Statistical Package for Social Science (SPSS) IBM version 25. The data was then analyzed using descriptive statistics, Pearson's correlation, and simple linear regressive analysis.
Continue with our result. There was 232 out of 409 undergraduate students who have answered the questionnaire, giving a response rate of 56.7%. The mean age of the respondent was 22 years old, and the respondents were predominantly female by 81.9% and followed by male by 18.1%. In addition, the mean height of the students was 158.1 cm and the mean weight was 54.7 kg, hence making the BMI of the students 22.3 kg per meter squared. The first table shows UiTM dental students' eating behaviors and stress level. The highest eating behavior score was 24.6 for enjoyment of food, followed by 16.4 for food fussiness, 15.5 for emotional undereating, 13.7 for emotional overeating, 13 for food responsiveness, then followed by slowness in eating with the mean of 11.8, and lastly satiety responsiveness with the mean of 10.9. The mean for the stress score was 24, which showed most respondents were stressed. Table 2 then shows the association between stress and eating behaviors among students. Firstly, there was no significant association between stress and enjoyment of food. Next, there was a fair correlation between stress and emotional overeating score, where when there is 1 unit increase in stress score, there is increase in emotional overeating by 0.189. Besides that, there was a significant correlation between stress and emotional undereating among UiTM dental students. With 1 unit increase in stress score, the emotional undereating score will increase by 0.164.
In addition to that, there was a significant fair correlation between stress and food fussiness, with 1 unit increase in stress score causes an increase in the food fussiness score by 0.136. There was a significant fair correlation between stress and food responsiveness score, where when 1 unit of stress score was increased, there was an increase in food responsiveness by 0.202. Furthermore, there was no significant association between stress and slowness in eating score among UiTM dental students. There was a significant fair correlation between stress and hunger score. 1 unit increase in stress score increased the hunger score by 0.320. Lastly, there was no significant association between stress and satiety responsiveness score among the students. Next, I'll continue with the discussion and conclusion. To our knowledge, there were cross-sectional studies conducted on the prevalence of stress, stress perception, and the factors contributing to stress in the Faculty of Dentistry UiTM. However, the association between stress and eating behaviors, on the other hand, has yet to be studied and it is still unclear. Hence, this research is needed to investigate this matter. The prevalence of stress among dentists was stated to be 89.7% in Malaysia. High levels of stress are linked to dentists and it tends to start during dental school. In this current study, the average stress score among UiTM undergraduate dental students obtained was 24.02 out of 40, which is higher than reported by the general population. In this study, it shows that there was a fair correlation between stress with emotional overeating, emotional undereating, hunger, food fussiness, and food responsiveness. There was a study done by Ling and Zari showed that emotional eating was positively linked to a perceived stress, which was consistent with our findings of our research that showed fair correlation between stress and emotional overeating and emotional undereating. Studies have shown that some people prefer to eat more in stressful environments, while others experience a reduction in appetite and eat less. There is a fair correlation between stress and hunger, which may be one of the causes to emotional overeating and then may lead to obesity. There is no association between stress and satiety responsiveness, enjoyment of food, and slowness in eating. There were several challenges that we faced during this research. One of the challenges that we faced were geographical constraints. The study was conducted at a single faculty, which includes UiTM Faculty of Dentistry only. Therefore, the results of other faculties could not be reflected clearly. In conclusion, the findings of this study indicated that stress is linked to 5 of the 8 eating behaviors studied. The results suggested that students should be aware of how their stress affects their healthy or unhealthy eating behaviors, along with its adverse health effects. And these are our references. With that, thank you.